Good morning. A deadly tornado has smashed through Huntsville, Alabama, killing at least 19 people, injuring more than 300 and leaving several hundred homeless. There was extensive property damage, too. A large shopping district, a school, and an apartment complex were leveled by the twister. In Georgia, the destruction was almost as severe, but no deaths were reported. At least 5 people were hurt. Several are in critical condition. In both Georgia and Alabama, rescuers are still unpiling the rubble and praying that daylight won't reveal more tornado victims today, Thursday, November the 16th, 1989.
From NBC News, this is Today with Bryant Gumbel and Jane Pauley.
Good morning. Welcome to Today on a Thursday morning. It's a terrible morning after down south. Deborah's going to have more on the tornadoes there in just a minute.
Reminded of the power of nature Wednesday evening as tornadoes passed through at least 6 states, from Mississippi to the Carolinas. Worst hit was Huntsville, Alabama. At least 19 people were killed, 300 injured by several devastating twisters. As light breaks this morning, the cleanup and the search for victims is getting underway. NBC's Noah Nelson is in Huntsville this morning. Noah, good morning.
Good morning. The search for survivors is the order of the day as rescuers sifted through the rubble all night long looking for survivors of yesterday's tragedy. The tornado struck at rush hour, leveling homes, businesses, and stores, and tossing cars and drivers off the road. Several people were trapped in their cars. The tornado carved a 3-mile stretch of destruction. In its path, a shopping center and an apartment complex where several people lost their lives. A school was hit, and for a short time, students and teachers were trapped.
One kid got blowed out. His outside, there was steel on top of him. His head was down in all the trash, buried back, but the kid could still breathe. He's still talking to us, and we just got all the steel up off of it.
Through the night, rescuers searched the rubble looking for the dead and injured. Hundreds of people have been left homeless. Oh, no! In what officials here are calling the worst tornado in this area in 14 years. There is no firm damage estimate as of yet, but city officials have asked that this area be designated a disaster area by the governor. Deborah?
All right. No, and on close-up this morning, we'll see what daylight brings to Huntsville, where those tornadoes roared through late yesterday afternoon. Mayor Steve Hettinger joins us now, standing in front of what is left of the Westbury Mall. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being with us. Is that mall where the scene of most of the deaths would have happened?
No, Jane, they were actually spread throughout the community. There were a number of them that were here in this location. They were in cars that were overturned in various locations that were just about rush hour traffic time, and we also had injuries, one out in the county area, or close to the county area. So they were spread out along the path of the destruction.
Mr. Mayor, you've had a long night, I know. Can you tell me a little bit of some of the things you have seen?
Well, we have toured the entire area. We've been through it last night to make sure that all the emergency vehicles, our first problem was being able to get emergency vehicles into every area. The crews worked together and responded very well. We had throughout North Alabama, even into Tennessee, emergency responding crews that came in and helped. I mean, the response was just overwhelming from people who did want to help and come in to help. We did have to clear our roads so that we could get those emergency vehicles through. Then we toured the area to make sure that efforts were going on everywhere where there were possible survivors that injured people that we needed to find, or any other fatalities.
We have heard reports that there is a feeling that there are no longer survivors trapped in the rubble. Can you be confident that is true?
We feel pretty confident now that is probably the case. As light comes up, there are certainly possibilities in the residential area where it was hit. There are fields and open fields that have not been able to be completely searched at this point, and as light comes up now, we will be searching that. But our hopes and prayers are that now we do have all of the fatalities. We have those numbered. We do know the injured and have all of that under control.
You've got hundreds of people in the hospitals. How are the hospitals coping?
Well, the hospitals, people came in and volunteered effort. We've had, as I mentioned, emergency medical folks from all over the area have come in to help. So this area is one that the people pull together. Our community spirit will be there this morning as we reach out to help those who've been devastated. We'll be working with them throughout the upcoming weeks to help with any assistance that's needed, but it'll be a community working together to take care of those people.
How are you going to take care of them? You've got hundreds of people homeless today.
Well, we established shelters last night, and I'm not sure to the extent those were filled yesterday, but there was no one that needed a place last night that we couldn't take care of. People took guests into their homes in various areas just to make sure that there were no homeless. As a matter of fact, it got very cold as the cold front came through. So the workers here, we had to bring blankets and coats, and things were donated from all over for them.
Well, the weather did you no favors even after. Mr. Mayor, we wish you better luck today and good work as you clean up after. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.